Good morning. Welcome to Fibertown. It's early today. I have my tea. It is the 19th of August, 2014. This is episode 76. My name is Emily. I am dogless this morning because it's so early that my dog, who is now apparently a teenager, is still sleeping. She sleeps with my daughter. And yeah, the two of them are kind of similar in their sleeping habits in that I have to actively get them out of bed. Anyway, you can find me on Ravelry as Chain of Fools. I am on Instagram as Fibertown with an R-E. You can find me on the blog, which is fibertown.blogspot.com. And I want to say thank you so much to the person who gave a donation this week. You can do that through the blog if you are so inclined. I rarely mention it, but thank you so much because I have a lot of shipping to do going forward with the Summer of S knit along. So shipping of prizes. So that definitely helps a lot. Okay. It also helps with hosting fees and basically hosting fees and postage. So thank you so much. I wasn't sure of your Rav ID, so I'm not going to say who you are. It just has your real life name, so you are appreciated very, very much. Thank you. Yes, come and join the Ravelry group, Fibertown Podcast, and take a look at the Summer of S. There is a lot going on. I think we're going to beat 1,000 entries. Sorry, I'm still caffeinating myself here. So, tons of inspiration. I love the chatting that's going on. I love the creativity, not only in the projects, but in the making the projects eligible, as in finding ways to have something have an S. You can put anything in there, pretty much. So, okay, I want to say welcome to a few people who introduced themselves on the introductions thread. We have String Bean, who is Christina. Hi, Christina. I know her on Instagram as well. Yes, I am excited that you're here. And Christina is from Denver, Colorado. She is a professional hand spinner. I want to be one too. She gets amazing yardage out of her spins and beautiful spinning. She spins for Gourmet Stash samples, and that's a sweet gig. So really glad to have you, Christina. Don't forget to press the join the group button because I noticed you're still a guest, even though you introduced yourself. We also have Sharonota, who is Sharon from New Zealand. Hi, Sharon. She is a big fan of Alice. How could you not be? I wish Alice were here. Where in the world is Alice? She's in bed, snoring. So thanks so much for saying hi, Sharon. I'm glad you're watching. We have Legal Eagle, who is Susan from North Carolina. And Susan does all of the crafts, pretty much all of them. And she also works a full-time job. Looks like more than a full-time job. So kudos to you, Susan. I'm glad you took the time to say hello. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okie dokie. Today we have finished objects for the first time in forever. We have whips, spinning, and Ask Fibertown. So I'm aiming for a short one this morning. I have a friend coming over. Who's a very early riser. And she's going to come and take pictures of my newest designs. She's going to do the beauty shots. She has a great camera and she's a photographer, and I think I'm going to model it, so this hair is going to have to... I'm going to have to do something with the hair. Okay. Let's see. Oh, finished objects. So I have my senior Love Along washcloth number 1. I will be making more of these. And this is for the Hudson Valley Knits podcast. It is a humble washcloth made with not so humble organic cotton from Habu, which is that Naramaki cotton that's held double, and you get this slubby, very, very fun, cushy effect from this. And I did wash it. It came out fine. So I'm going to send it on to memers from the Hudson Valley Knits podcast. That's FO number 1. FO number 2 is a hat for my boy, my Oliver. And this is for his birthday coming up. And I knit this out of, I just finished it last night, haven't woven in the ends. I knit this out of hand spun, and this is from Burketta. There we go, let's fill the screen here, see if it focuses. This is from my Finn, my first full Finn fleece from Burketta, the sheepy mama. And it's shiny, it's a little bit dense. Come on, I want to capture the shine. I dyed this, so I took this from scouring the fleece, preparing the fleece, spinning the fleece, dyeing the fleece, knitting the hat. And this is the only bit of her fleece that I spun 3-ply. So this is a thicker yarn. And I adore this hat. I adore the way it knit up. Okay, I'm gonna ruin my hair. Like it wasn't already ruined. It really is a cushy, nice hat, and he knows he's getting it, and I tried it on him already. So I will give it a wash, and Burketta will be on my baby's head. So yay! I love knitting with my hand spun. If you don't knit with your hand spun, do it. Knit with your hand spun. We should have it's an idea for a knit along, but not everyone's a spinner, so maybe not. You could knit with someone else's hand spun. More on that later. Okay, so those are my FOs, works in progress. Due to all the work on designing and knitting the prototypes for my designs, and these won't be coming out till October sometime, so you will not hear much about them until October. But due to all the knitting I did on those, I don't have a lot of progress on some of my other works in progress. But that should change now that I'm done. So at least I'm done knitting the prototypes. I have to tweak the patterns, because there's more than one, patterns, and get the beauty shots, and yeah, exciting stuff. Okay, so take a look. This is my honey cowl out of Gourmet Stash. I've gotten maybe 3 more rows on it. This is Maryland Mermaid, my handspun single, gorgeousness of gorgeousness. And I'm very excited about this. It's got a little bit of work on it. It should be bigger next week. Let's see. Excuse me. My sock has not seen a ton of action either. I'm about to pick up the gusset stitches. There's the heel flap. Turned the heel. A little heel turn. And silly me. Oh, I already told you about this, how I did purl stitches right there, and then I forgot on the second sock. It's made such a difference on, I thought they were going to be matching. No, they're not. They were up until right around here. And I think the difference was this purl stitches. I didn't have those in there, so. Okay, so something happened to that, but not a lot. And let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just reading my list here. Okay, I have a new cast on. I am doing some sample knitting for Gourmet Stash for the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, which is coming up at the end of September. I love that show. It's a lot of fun, and it gets better every year. And I hear my littlest guy stirring right now, so we might have a visitor. He's getting dressed. I can hear his dresser drawers. He will be 7 in a few weeks. And he is a lot of fun. Okay. This is being knit out of, this is the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. It's a free pattern. It's being knit out of Gourmet Stash Leicester, which is a merino bamboo nylon. Come on, focus. In the Smoke and Mirrors colorway. So I'm going to read it for you because the stupid thing won't focus. 60% merino, there we go, 30% bamboo, 10% nylon. It is stunning. With the bamboo is giving it a nice sheen and drape. And the merino's giving it the softness, the nylon's giving it strength, which I don't really need because it's a shawl, but it's a fingering weight, as I said. And look at the shawl so far. Look at the shawl. Those are my little, I have my Wee Ones Boston Terrier stitch marker. Won't focus. And then I have my vintage rose Smaug from the Hobbit stitch marker set. And lovely pattern. The yarn is just coming out beautifully. Just beautifully in this pattern. So really fun knit. And this hasn't taken, you know, it goes, you get a lot of fabric at the beginning with these kind of garter tab cast-ons. So this is really easy to memorize, and it goes fast at the beginning. I'm sure it'll start getting a little more sloggy as the rows get longer, but I'm just enjoying watching the colors come out in this yarn so much that probably won't get too sloggy. So that's Smoke and Mirrors in her Luster colorway. Did you know she's dyeing yarn now? She is. And I couldn't be happier to do some sample knitting for her. So these are Addy lace needles, size 6. Yeah, they're the brass ones, and they make my hands smell funky. But I just grabbed them because I knew they'd be the right size, and I wouldn't have to deal with interchangeables. I'm that lazy. I don't want to screw on the interchangeable tips if I can help it. Also, they're nice and pointy for the make one right and left. So they really work out well for those particular stitches. Though that's it for the works in progress, y'all. Spinning. All right. I showed you a bit of this last week. This is Julie Spins. I love her stuff. Oak Creek Canyon Falkland comb top. It was a little over 6 ounces, and I have 420 yards of a 3-ply. Hang on. Hello. Good morning, boo. You got everything you need right there? Take a look at the table. Okay. I told him I'd be recording this morning and that he could put his breakfast together. So there it is. It's beautiful. It's a fingering to sport. Really gorgeous. It didn't come out as tonal as I thought it would. It's got a little more barber poling effect to it than I thought, but this would make gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous socks. It's a 3-ply. It's got a pretty tight ply on it, and this is actually for sale. I have a big destash going on in the Rav group, which I struggled with the idea of putting it there. Just because I didn't, I thought about doing it before when I did destashes and did not, but it's just for keeping the group non-commercial. But I broke down this time because I'm destashing so much stuff that it's just the simplest place to put it. It's and have it all in one place. So I am destashing hand spun, spindles, some fiber, although most of that's gone already, and then lots of commercial yarn. So take a look if you're interested. I am funding, I'll tell you a little bit more about what I'm trying to fund. So, yep, that goes in the destash. Oh, my other spinning is not going in the destash. I love this. Okay, remember let me take a drink. My jar of spinning scraps is now empty, except I did put a little bit of the leftovers of this in there. These are my scraps all plied up. This was so much fun. I love that gray and mustard right there. See that? This was the best. So it's all sorts of fibers. There's a little bit of silk in there. There's a tiny bit of Angelina in one part. Tons of different types of wools, Polworth, BFL, Falkland. What else? Merino, some Jacob. And this, I think I will use it for weaving. Take a look. I think with a black warp and to weave with this would just, look, we got a little sparkle right there. Be amazing. Amazing. So much fun. Highly recommend doing this. How much yardage did I get? 360 yards. So excellent fun. Where are we now? Let's see, my Gourmet Stash Waterweed Yak Silk is, I haven't done much on that, unfortunately. Been busy. I do have this on the wheel. This is a Polworth. I think it's just Polworth, yeah, pretty sure. It's not labeled because I dyed this myself at the Dragonfly Fiber Studios when I did a dye class with Kate of Dragonfly. And Emily of What You Swatchin' was also there. This was a couple years ago. And it's spinning up thin. I'm going to do a 3-ply. We'll see. Maybe this will be for sale too. I don't know. It's purples and pinks, and this looks darker than it is in real life. But yeah, this is bobbin number 1. So I love you guys so much. I took it off my wheel. It's not done yet. It's a pain, but I wanted you to see it. That's it for spinning. Okay, 2 things left to show. Oh, you know what? That's not it for spinning. This is spinning in my head right now. This is 7 ounces of Cormo from Reflections at Rocklands. And I wish you guys could squish it because it's insane. It's insane. Oh my goodness. It's like a little sweet baby. It smells better though. Oh, this is just perfection. I have 7 ounces. What should I make? How should I spin it? I don't know, but it's gonna come up soon. It's just so nice. 7 ounces. Do I have the patience to spin it thin? Do I want to spin a lace weight? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make out of it. I love Reflections at Rocklands fiber. I'm really hoping, well, I'm not going to say anything more about what I'm hoping for because I don't want y'all to go buy it. Because I've been waiting for 2 years. I'm going to be mysterious about it. What's up, babe?
I know what to make out of that.
What should I make out of that?
A sweater.
A sweater? For you?
No, for you.
I don't think it's enough for me. It's probably enough for you.
You can make it for, it won't be the next time for your birthday.
It wouldn't be in time for your birthday, no. No. But, I don't know. Let me know if you have other ideas.
You can make a sweater for Gabby.
A sweater for Gabby? If Gabby didn't throw her clothes on the floor, I might consider that. All right. Okay, so let's see what else. Look what I have. I love my little fashion advisor. This used to be a citron. It was knit out of a single that I spun from Fat Cat Knits. One of the first things I spun, and I don't think I even knew about plying. Just ignore that, babe.
Gabby's phone's ringing.
Just ignore. So it was not, the fabric was not pretty, and I came across it when I was going through my shawls to give away to the Web's sponsored shawl donation program. And I decided to, it was just 100% merino. I decided to felt it and see what happened. I could always cut up the fabric and use it for something, but it has made the cutest little doll shawl. And I'm going to give it to my friend who's coming over. I'm going to give it to her daughter for her dolls. And look at the ruffle. The ruffle's adorable. Like, you know, a little baby could wear this. How cute is that? Or it could be a collar. So, it's just adorable. How many times can I say adorable? Okay, so the destash that I'm doing. I want to go to a fiber retreat, and It's in Williamsburg, Virginia, in March. It's called History Unwound. And Miss Babs is vending there. Gourmet Stash is vending there. I don't think they have all the vendors listed yet, but the teachers are insanely good. They're like very high quality. It's at a beautiful hotel. I actually went to college in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I never got to stay at this hotel. It's right down on Duke of Gloucester Street, otherwise known as Dog Street. It's right off that street, so right on where all the historical stuff is, the Governor's Palace, the Capitol Building, all that colonial Williamsburg goodness. So, oh my goodness, History Unwound. Franklin Habit's going to be there, Donna Draconis, Anna Zilborg, Annie Modisette, Ron Strong, Mary Scott, who's a weaver, Esther Rogers, who's a jazz turtle. She's a spinner and weaver too. So I'm excited. I want to go. I've never been to a fiber retreat, and this one just seems really high quality and accessible. Not that the others aren't, but it's close enough to me that I could consider it. And it's at a good time of year because I'm always gone in the summer when they have these other great retreats. So that's part of what my D-stash is going to. Okay, last but not least, Ask Fibertown. We are on question number 18 today. That's from Heather01851. Hi, Heather. Her question is, do you have other knitters in your family? Have you taught anyone else to knit? And if so, what were some of your most successful tactics? I sadly don't have any other knitters in my family. My great-grandmother and my grandmother, but especially my granny, my great-grandmother, who lived with us for a little bit when I was a child, she crocheted. She crocheted a lot. And in her church circle, her ladies' work circle, they mostly crocheted. And I don't know if she was the one who taught me to crochet a little bit as a kid or if it was my grandmother. But I remembered, I had a Proustian moment of, I remember this, when I was retaught to crochet as an adult. So I definitely learned some of the basics. But sadly, it skipped a generation. My mother doesn't do any handwork. And, I think that's part of, when she came up in the late 60s and 70s, you can imagine. So yeah. So it's definitely strong in this generation, but no, nobody else in my family. Have I taught anyone to knit and crochet? I haven't been very successful teaching people how to crochet. But I think when I tried, the both of us were too ambitious. But I have made a successful knitter, and that's my friend Amy, and I'm super proud of her. She just moved to Belgium. I'm going to miss her. She has a baby boy, and I've been knitting for him. And here's what I did. So I have taught other people to knit, but she has been, I think, my biggest success. And when I start people out, I don't teach them to cast on because I find that was very intimidating for me when I first learned how to cast on, before I learned how to knit. So I like for people to get the knit stitch down first. So just do sort of a throwaway swatch of learning how to do the knit stitch. And then when they want to do a project, I'll teach them how to cast on. But they're not going to retain it because they're not going to do another project right away. So I feel like the skill I want them to get is the knit stitch, first of all. And I do have an ideal project. I believe an ideal project for a first project, and that is the Booga Bag by Julie Anderson. Oops, hang on. It looks like this. And this is knit out of a Noro, but you could use any self-striping yarn, or you could teach them how to attach new yarns by just using scraps. But I like to use a Noro or a Boku, that Plymouth Noro-esque 100% wool. And the way you knit this bag, it teaches a lot of good techniques. There's no purling in it though. So you cast on, you knit a rectangle just in garter. So the first part is just knit, 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 knit. And then you teach them how to count the garter ridges, and once they have the required number, then you teach them how to pick up stitches around, pick up and knit. And then you have the bottom of the bag, but now you're knitting in the round to get the body of the bag, the sides. So you see that the knit stitch flat gives you garter, and then you see the magic of the knit stitch in the round giving you stockinette. So that's really cool. People love that. And if you use, what was my point here? Oh, because it's felted at the end, the wonkiness of the big beginner stitches or occasionally a yarn over, it's felted. So you don't have those weird looking stitches. It all just sort of melds together into a nice tight fabric when you felt it. So at any rate, you do all the knitting and it's just very repetitive, and you really get that knit stitch ingrained. Once you get to the height you like, teach them how to bind off, which is much easier than casting on, I believe. And then you knit the cord as an I-cord. So again, learning another skill, and you use DPNs for that. So you've knit the whole thing on circular needles, but you've seen how you can use them for knitting flat, for knitting in the round, and then you try another type of needle, a DPN, and then you knit like 6 feet of I-cord. And then you felt the whole thing, and you put the I-cord in. And then you get a usable project, and it doesn't look like a beginner project because it's felted. So, and people like seeing the different colors come up in the Noro. And it's 100% wool. It's forgiving. If you have to rip it out, the stitches don't go anywhere. So yeah, I am in the process of teaching a neighbor girl who's 10 years old how to knit, and she's super excited, and she's knitting a booga bag. So yeah, that's how I do it. And yeah, if you guys have any good tips, put them in the episode thread. I'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions. Do you teach people to cast on right away? What cast on? What's your reasoning for that? I'd like to know, because I'd like to make some more knitters. So anyway, lovely time spending the morning with you all. And now it's 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna go make sure my guy has breakfast and he's done what he needs to do. So okay, until next week, you all take care. Bye-bye.